Good afternoon. So, I wanted to take a minute for us to talk about why. Why are we embarking on this LMS journey? What is an LMS, right? This learning management system, and why is it something I should be paying attention to? Well, I think for me, the fact that it can be a one stop shop, the potential to put up an assignment in one place at one time, and from that one time in that one place, it can immediately spread out into our grade book, to students' inboxes, parents' inboxes, learning support teachers, guidance counselors. They all can get notified if they desire and in a way they desire, whether it's a push into their smartphone or whether it's in a weekly email notification or a daily email notification. There's a lot of options, and it just kind of helps us all be in the same place together. Currently, when you guys when we assign something, we put it on the board, we announce it to the class. Then maybe we enter it into D2L. Then ultimately we have to put it into Skyward to enter the grade. Maybe we send out a Sky Alert to the parents and students about any upcoming or important reminders. Maybe you have to send an email to guidance or learning support because of a 504 or an IEP with a particular student as it relates to the project. Then you have to email or call home if some kind of problem's persisting. And ultimately, maybe we end up at a child study team meeting or a RAP referral so that we can dive a little bit deeper into an issue, clear up any kind of confusion, clarify any kind of problem. Not all of these steps, but I think a lot of these steps and our time could be saved with a little bit more transparency. And what does that require of us? Well, not that much. There's, as I see it, three steps. And the first one's the most important. You have to buy in. You have to step a little bit outside your comfort zone, try something new. And really all that consists of is building a course, an outline, something you already have, right? Thinking about a course you teach and thinking about how you break it up throughout the year. Is it chapters, units, books, genres, time periods, however it is that works for you, right? So in the summer or even right now, you start thinking about that and you start creating modules within based on those chapters and units. And then you digitize. You take worksheets, PDFs, things that you have, and you start putting those into those chapters, units, time periods. And maybe you start thinking about the assignments and adding your assignments in, and even putting up markers for when your assessments would be, even if they're not going to be online, just putting them in along the way. And then you just sort of add the dates as you guys go along throughout the year, staying a little bit ahead of the kids. And with a few simple clicks within Canvas, it's not going to be that difficult. And the payout, it's worth mentioning. There's really 10 important payout items as I see them. The first 5 are the basics, what we can immediately see happen in our classroom, which is saving time. Parents, guidance, learning support, they're already in the picture. No need to wait till, parent conferences. No need to wait till there's a problem. And the best part is we control the message. Currently, a lot of us don't control the message, right? Parents and guidance and learning support, they have to go through Skyward. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but this is what they see of your course. You're a number with maybe a short heading and more numbers. I don't know about you, but this doesn't really encapsulate what I do in a class with those kids every day. Right? It doesn't really paint a very flattering picture of all the hard work that we do. Now we'll have a chance to kind of control that message. In addition to controlling that message and having parents and guidance be an observer in that, we also have a really great calendar option. Students on their dashboard when they sign in have a to-do list, have a coming up list, have a syllabus with dates and items, a grade book that they already know how to use, not to mention the great apps that Canvas offers for the different roles, student, parent, teacher. Once you put that assignment in, it shoots out to all of those areas instantly. Another thing is we don't have to have that 2 a.m. dilemma of calling out, when we're sick. How many times have you hummed and hawed of, oh yeah, I can make it in, I can make it in. And then you come in and you immediately regret that decision and, your lessons fall a little flat that day. Now you can control that, right? If you have to be absent, if you can't be available, you can still be a part of that class in a variety of ways. You can also clear up student confusion on what email or how do you share something on Google Drive. Like, we'll be able to do all of that within Canvas, and there won't be any worries of .com versus .net, which is a really huge plus, I think. And the fifth thing that I think we'll immediately kind of see is you can create lively discussions using multimedia images and video. You don't have to send kids to YouTube. You can bring YouTube into your classroom and not have them go on a spiral of, nonsensical videos when they meant to watch the one you told them to go watch, but next thing you know, they're watching Cats on Robots. And I think down the road, as we move forward, there's more advanced options, right? As we think about the 21st century classroom. And these items, maybe some of us don't get there, or maybe those of us that are willing, once we get into year two, we can start thinking about moving more towards project-based learning. We can create clear expectations and less headache for transfer students or students who have high absenteeism or kids who leave for sports. We can help them stay on track. I think about this year's spring break and how many kids next week are going to miss Wednesday and Thursday no matter what. Now they're missing 4 days instead of two. We can have an easier way of controlling that time and keeping them on track. Also, the quiz feature, using them as bell ringers, not necessarily as quizzes. Right? I understand all the implications of creating a integrity, so I'm not suggesting you should use the quiz feature as an actual quiz, but it would be great to turn in homeworks into quizzes because they can get immediate feedback. Right? So don't think of a quiz as a traditional quiz, just think of this quiz feature as the ability to give kids immediate feedback. Another thing is you can give yourself a break from being the sage on the stage, right? If you flip your classroom, make it a little bit more student-centered, you can give yourself a break from having to be up in front of those kids every period. And finally, imagine, this is our pie in the sky, but imagine that we have Wednesday and Thursday of spring break this year because the week before we all put assignments up on our LMS and the kids submitted it and we didn't have to lose a snow day. Now, that would require us to be on board, but there are several districts within Pennsylvania that currently do that. So I don't think that's an unreasonable request going into the future for us. But ultimately, it starts with simple buy-in, asking questions, and when you get to a roadblock, don't fall down. And if you do fall down, ask for help. And if we do those little things, not only will it save us time, but it'll ultimately provide the proper environment for our students in the world that they live in, not the world that we lived in. And I think that's an important distinction. So I hope you found this helpful. Thank you.